Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good afternoon, everyone. Today we will learn 90, page number 307, page number 307, association condition. The association condition, Sampayoga. To understand this one, we have 4 characteristics. We already learned this one. The phenomena must arise together, number 1. Number 2, they must cease together. And number 3, they must have the same object. They must take the same object. And also, they must have the same base. So they have to base in the same place. So this is a 4 characteristics of the association condition. Actually, I don't need to explain a lot. So we have learned in the mental factors. So 4 characteristics of mental factor, right? So consciousness and mental factor, they arise together and they cease together and they take the same object and they have the same base. So actually, if we talk about association condition, there's only Chaita and Cetasika. So actually, the rupa, including Nibbana, so they don't have these 4 characteristics. So for that reason, so in this condition, only consciousness and mental factor have these characteristics. So we have to take only consciousness and mental factors. This one is very easy one. So we have learned 4 characteristics of mental factor. Chaita and Cetasika, they arise together, cease together, they take the same object and they have the same base. So some rupa, they arise together with the Chaita and Cetasika, and even they cease together. But rupa cannot take the object. Only consciousness and mental factor, they can take the object. So actually, only my mind can take the form object. Only my mind and my Cetasika. My Chaita and Cetasika can take the sound as an object. My rupa, this kaya, do not know. Do not know. So it doesn't take, the rupa does not take any object. So for that reason, and also it doesn't, not the same base, not the same base. For that reason, only Chaita and Cetasika will be taken. So in this, the association condition. So this is compared to a kind of sweet. Now the example from the commentary. So it is a compare to a kind of sweet called Chatu Mathura in Pali. It is a mixture of 4 things: ghee, oil, molasses and honey. So if you make all these together, they thoroughly blended, intermingle each other. So they are so integrated that the taste of each item cannot be identical. You will not know which is which. So actually, we call it Chatuk Madhura. So it is this is a mixture of 4 things. So as a monastics, as a monks and nuns, we can take this one even afternoon. So the Buddha allowed this one. So when you eat this one, so if they are mixed thoroughly, actually we have to put it under the hot sun so that it thoroughly mixed, and also it became one. Became one. So those 4 items intermingle each other. So when you cook with the hot sun, you will not know, you will not identify each of the items. So they became one. They became one. So just like that, Cheta and Chetasika, so they arise together, cease together, take the same object, and they have the same base. So you were not able to identify which one is Cheta and Chetasika. But what we know is only we are learning, what so this is a association condition. Actually, in 2nd chapter, we talk about association, right? Association. So when we talk about Lava Mula Cheta, so the first Lava Mula Cheta, how many Chetasika can associate with? So we talk about association. So you can look at page number 305. 305. Para number 30. Cognizant consciousness and mental factors are a condition for one another by way of association. So actually, Cheta and Chetasika are a condition for one another. If the Cheta is condition, the cause, the Chetasika will be the effect. If the Chetasika is the effect, and if one Chetasika is the effect, and Cheta and the rest of the Chetasika will be the effect. So like this, they are intermingling each other. So they are so integrated that we will not know which one is which. By way of association, Sampiyoda. Only Cheta and Chetasika will be, will be a condition by way of association. Page number 309, 90. Condition is the association, Sampayoda. So conditioning states, both at the time of rebirth, Patisandhi, and during the course of existence, Bhavati. That means any time, any time. 89 Chetas and 52 Chetasikas. So they will be the cause. And also in the effect, condition state, all the 89 Chetas and 52 Chetasika will be the effect. So they are mutual, not only mutually, not only mutually, but also it has a, not only mutually, it also has, the 4 characteristics. 4 characteristics. In mutuality, sometimes, in mutuality, in Yaminya, the mind and the matter can be a condition for by mutual way. But here, association condition only Chaita and Cetasika that has 4 characteristics will be taken here. Okay? Okay, question.
You said association it's difficult to differentiate based on the taste of each, like molasses, oil, ghee, and so forth.
Yeah.
So Chaita and Cetasika, you cannot easily differentiate one another. So how can we identify the cause and effect?
Yeah, you're right. So actually, this association condition want to show. Suppose contact. No, contact is very, general. So let's use another one. Maybe initial thought, or maybe our thought. Vitaka bring our mind to the object. This is its characteristics. When Vitaka bring our Chaita to the object, and any Chaita can be associated. Depend on condition. Suppose if we are, if the Vitaka is bringing our mind to the unwholesome, unpleasant side, maybe unwholesome Chaita. But in this case, actually association condition me, then Vitaka take something, the sound is object. Vitaka take the sounds is object. Then as soon as Vitaka arise, and other Chaitas that are associated with will rise together. And also other Cetasika that are associated with the Chaita also will arise. So here, association me, they arise together. And they take the same object, and they cease together, they have the same base. But of course, your question is good. Here, intermingling me, they are not doing different things, So even though they have their own characteristics, so they are doing only one job. They listening to the sound. So actually here, it may not me. So it's just example, the four things intermingle each other. Just example. But just like that, in this case, we bring our mind to the sound, and the other Chaita and Cetasika also follow Vitaka. So actually their object is the sound. So they are doing only one thing, listening to the sound, So in this way, so the Chaita and Cetasika associating each other. Just like there's no confrontation among them. So I think actually we give commentary, just give the example of mixture of four things, ghee, honey, etc. But here, the mixture of Chaita Cetasika here me, of course they have their own characteristics. Vitaka has its own characteristics, Chaita has its own characteristics, but they are doing the same thing. They have only one goal, to listen to the song. So in such a way, So they are united, they are associated closely, and they are doing only one thing. It doesn't mean that we cannot differentiate, differentiate. But of course, if we are not mindful, we will not know it. If we take it as you want, if we are mindful, we will know it. We will know it.
So during meditation, someone who is very concentrated will be able to see chitta. So during meditation, someone who is very concentrated will be able to see chitta and chitta arising separately.
You just know their characteristics. Here, suppose perception. So when you are when you are deep concentration, you will know the nature of perceiving. So your mind perceives an object, and also suppose then after that sankhara, other how to say cetasika, just like a compassion. So you will know the nature of compassion at that particular point, whether it is wholesome or unwholesome.
So
you will know it. Yeah.
Understand. So when we learn these 24 conditions under Vipassana, chitta and cetasika are an association condition, meaning that there are these 4 characteristics, which means it arise together with cease together, so they intermingle. This is from when we are studying from the theory point of view. But when we actually practice, I would imagine that a meditator, the very stable mind, he will be able to see the nature of both of the cetasika, the perception, like you said, but he will also be able to differentiate between the arising of chitta and cetasika. What I'm trying to say is that in theory, they're intermingled. This is the nature of the association, so we understand. And the evidence is in the 4 characteristics, and the rest of it is together. But in real life, I guess you can perceive the difference if someone is very concentrated.
It will be very difficult. It will be very difficult because the Abhidhamma teachers, they always say that only the Buddha will see all. So for normal people, even the Venerable Sariputta, Venerable Sariputta will not know everything, but only the Buddha, Abhidhamma teachers, or we can say the senior teacher at the time, the ancient time. But of course, what we can see is only obvious mental states, obvious mental states. But in some occasion, we might know, some of the function of mental state. Just look, take it back, Bhikkhuni Khema. What I believe is, at that particular moment, she knows how vitality, jivita, vitality is working at that moment. Because if somebody is going to die, jivita, maybe both mental and physical jivita, or vitality, we call it, where very obvious, not very obvious. If we are mindful, it will be obvious to us. But the other time, we may not know the nature of vitality. So what we know is through Abhidhamma.
I asked this question also because I'm trying to link it back to the Chachaka Sutta.
Yeah.
6 sets of 6. This is a very important sutta which is taught.
Yeah. Thought process.
So under, if I remember correctly, under the Chachaka Sutta, there are 6 sets of phenomena that we should watch out for in our practice. This is very important. So we should watch out for, and at the end of the day, the Chachaka Sutta teaches that we should not get attached to any of these 6 sets of phenomena.
Yeah.
So I just take one set, the So I would imagine that if one is truly practice, you really want to practice very hard and you're very concentrated. When you see something, the eye is one, you know the eye, and you know the form, and you even know the eye consciousness, and then you know the feeling that comes with it, and then you know the craving that comes with it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the sixth one are, but what I'm trying to say is, so it does seem that, you know, the Chitta and Chittasika in its order, we have to know when it comes. So meaning that Chitta and Chittasika in practice will be separated, because I think that's what the sixth set of six is trying to teach us, right? I don't know, so I'm just guessing.
I think if we look at Chachaka Sota, the eye, the form, these are the rupa. Because of these two, eye consciousness. You know, the consciousness is very central point, you know.
Yes.
Only if we are mindful, you will know it. There is a consciousness. The medium of the three is called contact.
Yes.
So there is the obvious contact.
Yes.
But if we are mindful, we can know contact, but very difficult, you know.
Yes.
Contact, very difficult to know. And because of contact, we have a feeling. Even feeling is not a emotional aspect. Sensation, you know. Even at that level, if we are not mindful, we do not know, you know. If we are not mindful, what we know is a craving, like and dislike.
Yes.
You like it, you don't like it, you know. So what I want to say is, of course, if we are mindful, we'll be able to know the nature of sensation, pleasant or unpleasant, at that level. But to know about contact, it needs a lot of, you will know it, it needs a lot of concentration, a lot of mindfulness, So, what the Buddha keep up in the Chachaka Sutta is very simple. So actually, Abhidhamma trying to elaborate only these six sects. Six that was 60. So actually, today we will talk about Hadaya. Actually, we already talk about heart. You know, heartbeat. So normally, only if our heart is beating, you know, we notice. Other time we do not notice. But meditator know it very well because of mindfulness and concentration. So actually, heartbeat maybe is quite obvious to us. But to know about our mental state much more deeper, you know, much more deeper. Regarding with the contact, just like it, especially 7 universes. 7 universes, among them, contact, difficult to know. Feeling, easy to we know it, we can know it. Volition is also, we can know it. And one-pointedness, of course, we can. Vitality, very difficult, no? And also attention, difficult, still difficult. So, but when we go to miscellaneous, 6 miscellaneous, getting obvious. And when we go to 40 unwholesome mental states, obvious. Even normal time we will know such one, no? But of course, we must be very mindful and concentrated. Sometimes we may have negative mental state in our mind. Even if we are angry, we may not notice, you know. We not notice because we don't have mindfulness. If we do not notice, the anger will arise continuously, you know. So that for that reason, meditation will help us to maintain, you know, to stop all these unwholesome mental state. Okay, so this one, so Chaita and Chaitasika, so they associate each other. So Chaita, Chaitasika, the cause, because of that, Chaita and Chaitasika, the effect. They associate each other. Association condition is included into group 1 because in 6 ways the mind is conditioned for the mind. Okay, is a group 1. So this one not difficult. The next one is a dissociation condition. Dissociation condition is the opposite of association. The dissociation condition, Vipayoda Paccaya. Vipayoda has 2 meanings. I think it's very important to take note 2 meanings. Vipayoda has 2 meanings, 2 definitions. Number 1, absence, abhava. So that is it. For example, dissociated from wrong view. And the 8 Loba Mula Chaita, we talk about dissociated from wrong view. Sometimes you do unwholesome things, but you don't have a wrong view. That means you have a right view. You know it is unwholesome, but you still do it. But here, in this case, Daitikata Vipayoda, dissociated from wrong view. So in that case, no wrong view, absence of wrong view, absence of wrong view. But number 2, not mingling, not blending, Vipayoda. For example, water and oil which remain separate, though placed together. Even you mix with the water and coconut oil, then they do not intermingle because they have a different element. No, they are different element. Different element. So 2 meaning of Vipayoda is important to know. So here, only second definition will be taken. Only second definition will be taken. Because I think when you learn, you will know it. You will know it. Here is an example. So this is compared to a mixture of 6 tastes. Sweet, 6 tastes in a curry. When you cook curry, you put all the 6 tastes together. Sweet, sour, spicy, acrid, salty, bitter. These are the 6 tastes. I think now even more than that. Even though the curry is cooked, blending all these 6 tastes, so each taste can be identified. Some food, some curry, very spicy, you know it. Some are very bitter, you know it. So they do not intermingle, you know. Some are very salty, very salty, you know it. So even though you miss, you're trying to blend, all these ones, you still can identify. Some are spicy, some are salty. Actually, just example, just example. Just like that, even though there are different phenomena, they rise together. Even though they rise together, even though they cease together, so they can be identified because they have a different characteristics. I think later you will know it. mind and matter, nama rupa. But here, when I say the mind, me, Chaita, Chaitasika together, mind and matter can arise together and also can cease together. Yet, they are not integrated or blended one another like a Chaita and Chaitasika. So actually earlier condition, association condition, we learned that Chaita and Chaitasika, they mix together because they have 4 characteristics. 4 characteristics. So they are taking one job at a time, one mission at a time. But here, mind and matter are not like this. The mind can take the object, but the rupa, the matter cannot take. They are not, even though they arise together, they are not walking, the same object. So that means they don't have 4 characteristics, arising and ceasing together, having the same object and the same base. So therefore, mind and matter have the nature of dissociation condition. The nature of dissociation condition. But here, you remember 2 definitions. One is the absent. Another one is not mingling or not blending. So even though they arise together, mind and matter will arise together, they are not blending, missing each other. Mind have its own characteristics, and also the matter also have the same different characteristics. Therefore, so when we compare association and dissociation, then you will understand this one. Association condition, they have the nature of coexistence. They exist together, and also they intermingle, they intermingle one another. That's the nature of association. But regarding with the dissociation, they have the nature of coexistence. They arise together, they cease together, they may cease together, but they are not intermingling. They are not blending, because they have a different function, different characteristics. For that reason, it's called dissociation. So when you see the word Vipayoda, dissociation, 2 definitions, don't forget that. Titikata Sambayoda, dissociated from wrong view, in that context, absence of wrong view. But here, in this context, not absence. But here, not intermingling or not blending each other. Okay. Then, dissociation condition. Look at page number 321. 321. I think that the pages are very messy. I think if you can write page number, at the 24 conditions. Maybe hetu, the root condition on which page, and the object condition on which page. So in this way, easier for you to find out. Page number 321. The dissociation condition is threefold. Number 1, by way of connection, sahajada. By way of connection. Actually, we have learned connection. I don't know whether you still remember. We have 5 groups, 5 groups. Number 1, Chaita and Chaitasika, how to say, they arise together, you know. They arise together. They arise together. And also they associate together. Chitta and Cettasika. Number 2, Chitta and Cettasika is a condition for the arising of matter. Arising of matter. Because of Chitta and Cettasika, then co-connecting material phenomena arises. But here we are going to talk about mind and matter. So we will take number 2, you know, number 2 group. Then number 3, 4 great essentials, and they how to say, they arise together. So they are, how to say, so they are independent each other, you know, independent each other. If one great essential is the cause, the other 3 will be the effect, like this. Number 3. Now we are not talking about matter and matter, right? So forget about that one. Another number 4. 4 great essential is a condition for the arising of derived phenomena, upara-rupa. But in this case, the cause is the rupa and the effect is the rupa. This one also forget about it. The last one, so at the moment of the rebirth linking consciousness, at the moment of rebirth linking consciousness, and heart-based is a condition, heart-based that are connected, heart-based, and some of the Chitta and Cettasikas connecting with the heart-based, they arise together, you know, they are dependent on each other. So if the heart is the cause and Chitta and Cettasika will be the effect. If the Chitta Cettasika is the cause, the heart will be the effect. So here we are talking about mind and matter. Well, we also have to take it this way, huh? And 5 group, right? Number 1, mind and mind. Number 2, mind and rupa. We have to take number 2 because we are learning about mind and matter. The number 3, rupa, and also number 4, rupa, forget about it. And number 5, how to say that? Mind and rupa and mind. You understand? Okay. So this one is by way of connection. Number 1, at the moment rebirth linking, the heartbeat is a condition for resultant mental aggregate. So when you look at that one, heartbeat is the matter, and resultant mental aggregates, this is the mind. Even though they arise together, even though they may sit together, actually they may not sit together because the only heartbeat is rupa, it relates 17 mind movement, and Chitta and Cettasikas that are connecting with heartbeat where cease. But anyway, at the moment of rebirth linking, heartbeat and Chitta and Cettasika, they arise together. Even though they arise together, they don't have a characteristic of association. They don't have a characteristic of association because they have a different function and different characteristics. And heartbeat is the matter, and resultant mental aggregates are the mind. For that reason, so they were associated by way of dissociation condition. Dissociation condition. Even though 6 takes, if we cook a curry and we put all the 6 takes, but even though we put together, they will not be mixed altogether. We can identify each taste. So here also, even though habits as a matter, resultant mental aggregate as the mind, even though they arise together, they are not blending, they are not intermingling, because the mind and matter. But here, by way of connections, they rise together, right? They rise together. So here, connection dissociation condition. We use it, connections dissociation condition. And next one is a consciousness and mental factor are a condition for connecting matter. But during the course of existence, the consciousness and mental factor will be a condition for connecting matter. Sometimes, if our mind is a good mood, then our body also will show a good mood. If our mind is not in good mood, then our body will show. So that means consciousness and mental factor are a condition for connecting matter. So here, connecting matter is the matter, consciousness and mental factor is the mind. So even though they arise together, they have a different characteristics. So they will function as a dissociation condition. Understand? Okay, now actually we already learned in connection, under connections. And the association condition. So phenomena that has 4 characteristics. No, but here dissociation condition, they rise together, but they have a different characteristics. The mind has a different characteristics, and the matter has a different characteristics. For that reason, so they were, by way of dissociation condition. Okay? Okay, question. I think you put one microphone here. Exercise. Okay.
My question is, in 6 forms, it is a must for Vipassana meditation, because you must know the cause and effect, eradicating all your defilements. Then you can understand what is impermanent, you can understand what is Four Noble Truth, and ultimately, if you reach the final destination of yourself. Am I right to say that?
You're right. Because the aim of meditation is to know Nama Rupa, mind and matter, separately, not together. Normally we see our body and our mind as I, We cannot separate mind and matter. So, if you can see Nama Rupa separately, then you will know non-self, or the nature of impermanent. You're right. That is the purpose of meditation. And also, the purpose of Abhidhamma is the same thing. So Abhidhamma is giving a name by commentators. Nama Rupa Pratcheda Gatha. The teachings of analysis of mind and matter. Nama Rupa. So now actually we are learning Patthana. We're trying to analyze only 2, mind and matter. But it's very difficult because we analyzing, in how to say, in detail. Okay, question.
Can I request the sister to repeat the point again? Sorry, the sister in blue.
Question?
What she said just now, can she repeat that point again?
Oh yeah.
Because meditation has many forms, many methods. Vipassana is a very insight meditation.
Vipassana.
Yes,
Okay.
Vipassana. And we need to know all the 6 forms in order to eradicate all our defilements, and we will know whether wholesome, unwholesome, what is the cause and what is the effect. So slowly we'll move on, and we know very clearly, we know that today I'm doing all the wrong thing, or today I'm doing the right thing, or anything that comes to your mind is a very insight movement. But mindfulness, all these are very concentrated on mindfulness. So if you clear step by step, you will see different angles, different things. So these are the stages of meditation, where if we will just do a normal mindfulness meditation, then we will not go very inside to, but when we go inside, we really need to know the theory. If not, our life is full of things, we do not know the cause and the effect. So this cause and effect is a must to know in order to arrive.
Actually, different level of knowing cause and effect. The first one is the karma, right? Without meditating, samatha vipassana, I think one can know the cause and effect. If you do good, a good result. If you do bad, bad result. This cause and effect without practicing meditation. But in second level, how to say that, knowing the Four Noble Truth, or knowing a nature, dukkha, anatta. Actually, it needs vipassana meditation. But if you want to practice vipassana, you need some degree of concentration or samatha. For that reason, also we should also practice samatha meditation. Then only we're able to know nama rupa. Okay.
So the question from sister again. She said just now that we need, if I heard it correctly, that we need to know all these 6 forms. She said that 6 forms, did I hear? And if I heard correctly, can you elaborate on these 6?
Actually, 6, whether you talk about 6 bases or 6 bases or 5 aggregate or nama rupa, they are the same, Some other time the Buddha may say 6 bases. Some other time the Buddha may say 5 aggregate. For those who are very intelligent, the Buddha may say only 2 words, nama and rupa. Yeah.
Okay, so she's actually referring to the
Same thing.
internal sense basis and second.
Yeah.
I thought she's referring to something with Anapana. I missed out something. Okay, I get it. Thank you.
Okay, so this is a under dissociation condition with 3 forms. Number 1, connection, power of connection. So under connection, we have a 2. 1, the link between habits and resultant mental aggregate at the moment of rebel linking. But another one is the link between Chitta, Chittasika and the matter. Because of Chitta and Chittasika, we will have a material phenomena will arise in our body. So this is the link between mind and matter. So by way of connection, dissociation, even though they arise together, sajada, they do not intermingle each other. The reason is they are different. The mind and matter. Okay, next one is a. Okay. Okay. 1A.
So we are very slow. So 1A, the writing aggregates, how this condition was
Actually, according to Abhidhamma, we have a 90 rebirth living consciousness, right?
Yes.
So these 90s are resultant. So they arises because of good and bad deed in previous lives. So they are called resultant. But the good body added with the bracket mental aggregates. So they are mental aggregates. So heartbeats together with one of the 90 rebirth living consciousness, we will have 30, 30 material phenomena. Yeah, three decades. So man 3 decades, heartbeats is one of them. So heartbeats and one of the 90 rebirth living consciousness, they will rise together. The same thing, they will rise together. Rising together means connections. So even though they rise together, at the moment rebirth linking, they are not intermingling, they are not blending. We can identify as a nama and rupa. So that is what we mean.
Right. So if I crunch it down further,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand the theory into the teaching,
Practical.
into knowledge and practical. So the heart phase is the condition for one of the 19 resultants. So assuming
No, heartbeat is a rupa, matter.
Yeah, because one A says that the heart phase is a condition for the resultant. So the heart phase is a condition for one of the 19 resultants.
Yeah, you're right.
So if I'm a good person and I've done good deeds in my past, so when I die and I get born into
You will have only one rebirth living consciousness, not all.
yes, so one of the 19. So
One of the 90, yeah.
So assuming that my rebirth thinking, I'll be a very good person. So one is one of the 8 great resultants, accompanied by knowledge.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So there's the rest now. So when I die, and the first chitta in my life is a rebirth thinking. And then at the same time, when rebirth thinking appears, the heart phase also appears.
Same time.
Yes.
Same time.
The heart phase is 1 decade of the 3 decades.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
then the heart phase itself will also trigger, which is the condition, will also trigger another resultant. So another perhaps another 8 great resultant, correct? I'm just trying to see the process to understand.
Yeah.
So when I die, my new life, my first chitta is rebirth thinking. And when my rebirth thinking arises, the 3 decades, the heart phase, the
Body base.
femininity, the body base and the sexual phenomena.
Sexual phenomena base.
Yes. And when my heart phase arises, it also trigger, it is a condition for resultant, for more, for, being a good person, will trigger another
Resultant.
Yes.
Right. Because in the mind process, after rebirth living consciousness, and there will be followed by a lot of bhavanga. So these bhavanga will be one of the 8 great resultant. So the same bhavanga. So those chitta were based in the heart base. Those chitta, were based, were arise based on heart base, heart base.
So the resultant very likely referring to
Yeah, I think even yesterday I saw a video. A daughter is trying to rescue a young baby, beating his body, because I think his heart is not pounding, his heart not walking. Maybe because of that he tried. Later the heart start to beat. Maybe it's a heart beat, very possible. Is it maybe just for just for knowledge?
trying to stimulate the heartbeat.
Yeah.
So actually, the process of Dhamma is very relentless. Hearing you talk and sitting through is very relentless, meaning that it's very, how shall I say, it's relentless in the sense that, whether you like it or not, you just keep on coming.
No, anytime, every time.
Exactly.
It will arise.
Yeah, and
It is a matter of.
trapping you in the circle of
Yeah.
samsara. It's totally relentless. It's horrible. Yeah.
Is dukkha, suffering. Okay, so the next one is by way of post-nursing. But here, post-nursing means arise earlier, arise earlier. So the post-nursing consciousness and mental factors are a condition for this. Post-nursing means arise after, not before. The post-nursing consciousness and mental factor, Chitta and Chittasika, are a condition for this pre-nursing material body. Actually, we have learned under post-nursing condition. But here, we are talking about dissociation condition. So here, under post-nursing, we already learned that Chitta and Chittasika, they arise together. They arise later. But they support the body or matter that earlier arise earlier than. Let's take the example of rebirth linking consciousness. Then after rebirth linking consciousness, we have a lot of bhavanga. So those bhavanga, as soon as rebirth linking consciousness arise, we have a 30 material phenomena also will arise together. So material phenomena, including heartbeats, so they are longer lifespan, 70 mile movement. They still survive, but rebirth linking consciousness die. Then after that, a lot of bhavanga will come. So those bhavanga will arise, though bhavanga arises after Hariyavatu, or heartbeats, after heartbeats. So even though they arise later time, but they support to the Hariyavatu and other material phenomena by way of post-nursings. So actually, here, heartbeats is a rupa, and Chitta and Chittasika that arise later are mind. So even though they are coexisting. So actually they are not intermingling. They are not blending, because one is mind, one is matter. So in that way, so they have a connection by way of post-nursing as well as dissociation. You got it? If you digest previous lesson, for you, easy. Then number 3, by way of pre-nursing condition. Pre-nursings. Here, pre-nursing means it arises earlier. During the course of existence, the 6 bases, eye, ear, nose, tongue, the body and heart. 6 bases are a condition for the arising of 7 consciousness elements. Actually, we already learned. I have eye base, then I see the form, then eye consciousness arises. Eye consciousness and many other chitta arises. So my eye base is a condition for the arising of eye consciousness and other chitta. For that reason, during the course of our life, the 6 bases are a condition for the arising of 7 consciousness elements. Actually, we already learned that. But in this case, 6 peaks are the matter. 7 consciousness elements, they are the mind. Actually, they coexist. They coexist, right? They coexist. But they do not intermingle each other because mind, another one is mind, and the other is the matter. Okay? I think not difficult. So in threefold, dissociation threefold, by way of connaissance and by way of possessance. Second, by way of possessance, and third, by way of presence. Don't forget that under this dissociation condition, and if the cause is the mind, and the effect will be the matter. If the matter is the cause, then the mind will be the effect. Because they do not intermingle, they do not associate. Then, let's continue, page number 311. Please look at page number 311. Very complicated. This one is very complicated. Actually, we already learned all this one. I think we should skip. Otherwise, we cannot finish. And then trying to finish today. So, let's talk about connaissance dissociation. Connaissance dissociation. Look at page number 311. Connaissance dissociation. The cause will be here in detail. You know, earlier we just talked about in brief. On the 5 aggregate planes, 5 aggregate planes, apart from 4 immaterial realms and non-percipient realms. So the rest are called 5 aggregate planes. So at the time of rebirth, and also during the course of existence, any time, 75 chetas and 52 chetasikas, they are the cause. They are the cause. Why 75? So we have to exclude 4 immaterial sphere resultant chetas, because we are talking about 5 aggregate planes. So those 4 immaterial sphere resultants will not produce any matter. And also we have a 10 things consciousness, 2 sets of 5-fold consciousness. So according to chapter 6, so these 10 will not produce any material phenomena. We already learned this one. Another one is Arahant's death consciousness. Arahant's death consciousness will not produce any material phenomena. For that reason, we have to exclude them. So altogether, 75 chetas and 52 chetasika. So they will be the cause for the rising of connaissance material phenomena. So here, the effect is the matter. The cause are the cheta and chetasikas. So by way of connaissance dissociation, they rise together, connaissance. Even though they rise together, they are not intermingling, they are not blending each other. Dissociation condition. 2 conditions, we are combining 2 conditions. Even though those cheta and chetasika and rupa arise together, they are not intermingling. Dissociation condition. Then next one, connaissance condition B. Earlier we talked about A. B is same as 6C. 6C. 6C is presence dissociation. Presence. Look at page number. page number 308. 6. 6 me connecting. No, sorry. Oh, sorry. B is same as 6C. No, what is 6C? 6C is a connecting. No, connecting. C is at the time of rebirth in 5 aggregate planes. At the time of rebirth in 5 aggregate planes. Oh, sorry, but I didn't write on this one. Just look at page number 6C. Huh? At the time of rebirth in 5 aggregate planes, 4 mental states and habits. 4 mental state. So that means 4 mental state means resident cheta, one of the 90 resident chetas, or maybe all 90 resident chetas. Or not all. We have to exclude 4 immaterial resident cheta. Only 50. 50 resident cheta. In other words, it's called 4 mental aggregate and habits. So here we can find both mind and matter are the cause, and also as the effect, both mind and matter are the effect. So as I earlier said, that if heart base is the cause, and how do you say that, Cheta and Cetasika will be the effect. If the Cheta and Cetasika is the effect, then heart base will be the effect. So in this, we have to understand in such way. So even though they arise together at the moment of rebirth linking, they are not blending each other. They rise together, they are not blending. So in such way, connecting, dissociation. They rise together, connecting. They are not blending or intermingling, dissociation condition, two quality. Okay? If you do not understand, go back because I'm going to finish today. It's okay to finish. Maybe of course, if even we cannot finish, it's okay. We can continue to next week. So, question? It's easy, I think. The first one here, connecting dissociation, 2 parts. The first one, and Cheta and Cetasika will be the cause, for the arising of connecting matter. But here, when we talk about Cheta and Cetasika, we have to analyze in detail. Not all the Cheta and Cetasika will produce the matter. As you all know that 4 immaterial resident chetas will not produce any matter, because 4 immaterial resident cheta arises only in the immaterial realm. So in the immaterial realm, there's no rupa, no matter. For that reason, we have to exclude 4 immaterial sphere resident. The next one, we have to exclude 10 things consciousness, because they do not produce any matter according to 6th chapter. And also we have to exclude the death consciousness of Arahant, because if Arahant die, no any material phenomena. So that is the first one. Cheta and Cetasika, 75 chetas and 52 Cetasika are the cause for the arising of material phenomena. Even though they arise together, connecting, they are not intermingling, blending. That is dissociation condition. Next one is a how to say the heart base and rebirth linking consciousness. But here, we will not use rebirth linking consciousness. Sometimes we use resultant consciousness. The same thing. They are resultant chetas. 90 resultant chetas. But here only 50. But here here we use the word 4 mental aggregate. 4 mental aggregate means the same thing is 50 resultant rebirth linking consciousness. Okay? Different times we have to know it. So actually both harpies and those rebirth linking resultant chetas are the cause for the rising of harpies and rebirth linking consciousness. So they arise together, mutually depend. Even though they arise together, so they are not intermingling because one is mind, one is matter. By way of connection dissociation. Next one is by way of prenascent. Prenascent dissociation. Prenascent means arise after. It is same as number 8, 2A, and number 8, 2B. No need to study, you know. Just go back. Anyway, we're trying to revise again. Look at page. Look at how to say the number 8 to A and number 8 to B. Prenascent dissociation. It can be divided into two. Number 1, base prenascent dissociation. Base, you know, here we have a 6 base. Prenascence dissociation. But here, condition is a base prenascent dissociation. The cause are 6 bases. So during the lifetime, during the course of existence, so it's 6 base I. So because 6 bases are the cause for the arising of Cheta and Chetasika. So here 6 bases are the cause. Because of 6 bases, Cheta and Chetasika will arise. But even though 6 bases are the matter, in the immaterial realm there's no any base. So for that reason, we have to exclude 4 immaterial sphere resultants. 4 immaterial sphere resultants. But here we are not excluding 10. We are not excluding 10 sense consciousness. So the reason is, if we have a 6 base, eye consciousness will arise, ear consciousness will arise. We are not excluding. No need. And also Arahant depth consciousness, we don't need to exclude, because Arahant consciousness will arise based on habits, based on habits. So only we have to exclude 4 immaterial sphere resultants, because in the immaterial realm there's no any base. For that reason, those 4 sphere resultant chetas will not arise. So that means those 4 chetas arises any base, based on any base. They are very powerful. But here, the cause are 6 bases. Because of 6 bases, and we will have Cheta and Chetasika. So here, if we analyze in detail, concisely, we have only 85 Chetas and 52 Chetasika that are associated with them. that are associated with them. So they, how to say that? So here, 6 bases are the matter. Chitta and Chittasikas are the mind. They arise together. They not they arise together. They coexist. They coexist. They do not arise together, because 6 bases already exist. Because of 6 bases, Chitta Chittasika arises. For that reason, they are called pre-connaissance. Because the Chitta and Chittasika arises later. So even though they arise later, they stay coexist. They stay coexist. So the cause is the matter, the effect is the mind. So they coexist, but they do not associate. They are not intermingling. This is called base prenascent dissociation. The next one, base object prenascent dissociation. Here we have an object. Look at the object. It must be the base as well as the object. By way of prenascent dissociation. So here condition is base object prenascent dissociation. So what is the cause? The cause is the heart base. The heart base taken as an object or the same Chitta and Chittasika, as well as it function as a base. You look at page number 308. 8b, right? 82b. So here, heart base is a rupa matter. So the Chitta and Chittasika will take heart base as an object. At the same time, those Chitta and Chittasika arises based on that heart base. So heart base functions 2 things: as an object or Chitta and Chittasika, at the base of the Chitta and Chittasika. So this is it. Actually, we already learned that it refers. So sometimes our Chitta and Chittasika, our mind, contemplate heart base. So when we have a deeper level of concentration, we will be able to contemplate or focus how our heart is working. By seeing them, it may arise rapture, it may arise happiness, it may arise aversion or happiness. Some of the meditators, so they when they have a deeper concentrations and they look at heart base, then the mind can stay there for many hours. Time and space disappear at the time. So for that reason, they can stay without any pain. So that means they contemplate heart base. So for them, so looking at heart base, their mind take the heart base as an object. They're very happy. They enjoy the bliss of jhana happiness. For some people, when they are taking the heart base as an object, their heartbeat is beating, restlessly. Very suffering for them. For them, displeasure may arise, aversion may arise. So at that particular moment, Chitta and Chittasika take the heart base as an object. So at the same time, those Chitta and Chittasika are based in habits, arises based on habits. So here, habits do two functions. One is the base of Chitta and Chittasika, and those Chitta and Chittasika take habits as an object and habits, right? So this one is second time. I hope you understand. So this is here, the cause is the habits. Not enormous habits. The habits, Chitta and Chittasika take as an object. But here, so if then if we take if our mind take habits as an object, so that is the sensory mind, sensory mind, kama vajra. For that reason, at that moment we have 29 sense-via jhana chetas, mind door advancing, because our Chitta and Chittasika, the mind, is taking habits as an object. The mind door open. Then there will be 29 sense-via jhana chetas. One of the 29, one time only one jhana. 11 registrations, chetas. So here, mind door advancing, 29 sense-via jhana chetas, and 11 registration retention. Only in the mind door, because Chitta Chittasika take the habits as an object. So we have only 44 Chittasikas that are associated with all these chetas. So the reason is we have to exclude envy, avarice, worry, because when your mind take your own habits, there will be no envy, there will be no worry, no avarice, and no worry. And 3 abstinence. So actually your mind is taking habits as an object. Habit is a matter. 3 abstinence take the object of the other object, the object to abstain from, different object, and also 2 elemental base. So these 2 also take the object of concept of being. So different object. For that reason, we have to exclude this one. So mind door advancing, 29 sense-via jhana chetas, 11 registration, 44 chittasikas that are associated with them, and taking their habits as an object. Because we have to take only sense-via chetas. The reason is we don't need to take unconsciousness, unconsciousness, ear consciousness, etc. Because our mind is taking habits, no? We are not seeing with the eye. For that reason, mind or advancing. Then rupa and arupa cheta. Normally different object. And magga and phala, different object. For that reason, we have to take only sense-via jhana cheta, mind or advancing, and 11 registrations. When we learn all these ways, very systematic and also very concise. For that reason, it's difficult. If you don't understand, it's okay. Don't worry. Don't feel anything, because it's very difficult itself, Okay, so this is a beneficence. The next one, is the post-nascence dissociation. It is the same as 11. The same as 11. You can look at 11, post-nascence. Page number 310. Condition is post-nascent dissociation. The cause is in 5 aggregate planes. Later, 85 chetas, starting from the first jhana, excluding 4 immaterial rasatans and 52 chetasikas. They are the cause. I will explain later. What is the effect? In 5 aggregate planes, material body or material phenomena arising along with preceding cheta or chetasika from rebirth linking onward at phase of presence, titika. So we have a 3 sub-mind movement: arising, present, and passing away. But here, the cause. I think we look at rebirth linking mind process. So as soon as we have a rebirth in new life, rebirth linking consciousness, then together with this, 30 material phenomena arises. Then, rebirth linking consciousness is the mind. For that reason, it disappears after 3 sub-mind movement. Arising, present, and passing away. Then after that, a lot of bhavanga will come. But the other material phenomena stay survive, because they are longer. 17 mind movement longer than mind movement. Look at the cause. In 5 aggregate planes, not immaterial, Later, 85 chetas. So that means chetas that arise later, starting from the first bhavanga. But here, the first bhavanga here means after rebirth linking consciousness, we have the first bhavanga, right? The first bhavanga. Starting from that, the first bhavanga. So, rebirth linking consciousness arises in this life, it disappears, but the other material phenomena arises together with rebirth linking cheta, stay survive. Then after rebirth linking consciousness disappear, then a lot of bhavanga will come. But here, cheta chetasika here means starting from the first bhavanga. So when we talk about the first bhavanga, the moment the first bhavanga arises, there are some material phenomena arises together with rebirth linking, stay, survive. So this, the first bhavanga, will function as a condition to support material phenomena. So those material phenomena arises earlier than those bhavanga. For that reason, we call it post-nascence. So these chetasika arises later. Material phenomena arises earlier. But even though they arise later, those material phenomena arises earlier stay thriving, living. Stay living. But they have a coexistence, they coexist. So those chetasika will support the material phenomena arises earlier. We call it here material body arising along with preceding chaita. Here, preceding chaita starting from rebirth linking. Because material phenomena arises, rebirth linking for the together, starting from that moment. Here, at phase of present. So actually, I already explained that the mind is powerful at the moment of arising. It is weaker at the moment of present and dissolution. But regarding with the material phenomena, they are powerful at the moment of present. They are not powerful at the moment of arising and dissolution. For that reason, so the Chaita and Chaitasika will function as a condition to support material phenomena that arises earlier, starting from rebirth linking consciousness. So this is called post-nescence. So the Chaita and Chaitasikas that arises after, and they support the material phenomena that arise earlier by way of post-nescence. So they are the cause is Chaita and Chaitasika, the mind, and the effect is the matter. Mind and matter, they are not missing, even though they coexist, they are not missing each other. For that reason, we call it dissociation condition. They will support by way of dissociation condition. Okay? Post-nescence, dissociation condition. So, dissociation condition, Vipayota Pacha, is included into group 6, the last one, group 6. Mind and matter is a condition for arising of mind and matter. But in the cause, mind and matter, and the effect, mind and matter. Any question? Okay, no question. Let's go. 21. Presence condition. The opposite of absence. The present condition, atipachayo. So this condition helps the effect to arise and thrive while it is stay present. The present conditions of fivefold. So that means present condition. Suppose the president of Singapore, while she is in the office and she do good things for the country, while she is present. So this is present condition. She do betterment of the country. Suppose sometime people may not be good all the time. So maybe the president later change, a lot of corruption. People do not like. Suppose. Then he or she resign. President resign. Then new president came in. New president very good. Then the old president, support, for the country by way of absent. By not having in the office, she support for the country, Especially the American president, they took only 8 years, in the office. So while they are in the office, present condition, they trying for their best for the country. And sometimes how to say, the absence of, how to say, the absence of a particular person will be good for the country, just like a tyranny, junta, military junta, military junta. Then they stepped down, the new government came in, so the military government is not very bad. So by not staying in the office, that is absent condition, and they support for the country getting better, getting better. Sometimes some people are very good, some governments are very good, and they came into the office. So by staying in the office, they try their best for the country. So they support a betterment of the country by way of present condition. Here also, so some of the causes have the effect by way of presence. When they are present, when their state exists, they support the effect. So here, so the present conditions are fivefold. Number one, connaissance, sahajada. So the causes serve as a support for the effect while they are stay present by way of connaissance presence. So here, suppose we take it one of the connaissance, Chaita and Chaitasika, they rise together, right? They rise together. If the Chaita is the cause, Chaitasika will be the effect. If the Chaitasika is the cause, then Chaita will be the effect. So while they are present, while they still exist, then they support each other by way of present condition. While they are in presence, they support each other. That is present condition. Next one is the prenascent condition, purejada. We'll explain it later. Post-nascent condition, eatable food condition, and material life condition. So they are fivefold present condition. While they are present, they support for the effect. Then you look at number 4, eatable food. Then you eat the food. The food is the cause for the rising of the material phenomena, born of food or ahara, nutriment, born of nutriment. Then after eating a good food, so while that good food stay in your body, present in your body, and that way support your body. And there will be many material phenomena, born of nutriment, will arise. So the food, while it is present in the body, then it will support for the rising of other material phenomena. So by way of present condition, I think if you look at that one, it's quite clear, quite clear. Later I will explain a little bit more. Then this is compared to the Mount Meru, compared to the Mount Meru, the highest mountain in the world. It serves as a support for the living beings and trees and devas, etc., living nearby. Why it is still existing? If there is no more Mount Meru, people cannot stay there. Stay there. Actually, just example. Why it stay existence in present? It will support for the people and living beings. Mangala Vihara is the place, Why it is present, it will support for the people who are learning the Dhamma. If Mangala Vihara no more, it disappears, cannot do it. Why it is present, it support for the people. for many people. So that is by way of present condition. By way of present condition. So we have a present conditions are 5-fold. Look at page number 311. 311. Number 1, connecting present. Sahajara ati. It is same as 6. Number 6, connecting. In the connecting, we have a 3 group, right? 3 group. But if we analyze in detail, we have a 5 group. 5 group. So Cheda and Chedasikas, they arise together. They support each other. So when Cheda it stay in present, it will support Chedasika. When Chedasika in present, then Cheda will it will support the Cheda. And also look at heart base. At the moment of rebirth linking, as a human being, we will heart base and also rebirth linking consciousness. So those heart base and rebirth linking, they arise together, connecting, connecting. Why heart base state exists? It will support to the rebirth linking consciousness. At the same thing. Why rebirth linking consciousness state exists, stay in present, then it will support to heart base by way of present condition. Present condition. If rebirth linking consciousness cease or stop, cannot support by way of present condition. But anyway, rebirth linking consciousness, even though it disappears, it will support, it will be a condition for the arising of the first Vanga by way of absent. If rebirth linking consciousness does not disappear, no way for the arising of the first Vanga, right? So usually Patthana is like this. We study cause and effect. Because of that happened. Here also, so we have a connecting conditions. It can be analyzed into 3 groups, sometimes 5 groups. So while they present, they support each other. They support each other. For example, 4 great essentials. So they support each other. So why the first one great essential stay present, and it will support the other 3, like this, by way of present condition. Next one, finessing condition, Purejada Ati. It is the same as number 10, finessing. Actually, we already learned that one. Finessing present. So actually, 75 Cheda and 52 Chedasika will arise after. So when they present, they will support to the material phenomena that arise earlier than before by way of finessing present. When they are present, when the state exists, they will support to the material phenomena by way of finessing present. Number 3, post-nesting present. Post-nesting present. So 6 species, they already exist. Post-nesting. So they will support for the arising of Cheda and Chedasika. 7 consciousness element, 7 consciousness element. So while they present, while these 6 bases stay present, they will support for the arising of Cheda and Chedasika. If they disappear, they cannot support. They cannot support. That is called post-nesting presence. It is the same as 11. The same as 11. Number 4, eatable food present. This one is quite clear. If we eat the food, as long as it exists in our body, it will support for the rising of immaterial phenomena, born of nutriment. It will stay support our body. So why it is present? If there's no more food or nutriment in our body, it will not support. It will not support. So it is the same as 51. 50, number 50 and 1. The next one is the material life present. So as you all know that material life, rupa jivatendriya. So normally it arises together with other 9 material phenomena. We call it 9 material phenomena. So why material life stay present? It will support, it will help the other material phenomena that arise with this. So in this way, material life present. Why it is present? It will support it will support and it will sustain for the thriving of other material phenomena. It is the same as number 16. 16(2), 16 number 2. Eatable food. Spelling not correct? Okay, right? Eatable food. Okay, so actually this one not difficult. If you digest previous lessons, no need. Yeah? Present condition. Present condition is included into group 6 because in the cause, mind and matter, in the defect, mind and matter. Actually, the lab 3 not difficult. Can I go right now? Okay, right? Okay, we'll go. We're trying to finish today. Because otherwise only 3, not 1. Number 22, absent condition. Actually, this is the opposite of present. As I earlier said that if a person steps down, it will be absence of that person will be a good thing, or a bad thing. It can be both, A good person step down from the office, then it will be bad. If a bad person step down from the office, it will be good, And present and absent, it can be good and bad. So here, absent condition, nati paccaya. It is a condition where a mental state in ceasing gives the opportunity to another mental state to arise immediately next to itself. Actually, it's very easy. It is identical with the proximity. Look at any the mind process. Look at indoor process. First bhavanga, and first bhavanga cease. Then after that, vibration of bhavanga will arise. If first bhavanga does not cease, there's no way for the arising of vibration of bhavanga. Then vibration of bhavanga will cease. Then after that, arrest bhavanga. After arrest bhavanga, fido advardin. After that, eye consciousness. If fido advardin does not disappear, it is still present. There's no way for the arising of eye consciousness. So by being absent, actually the absence of mind or adverting, fight or adverting is a condition for the arising of unconsciousness. So actually, if you know proximity, you know everything. No need to learn, huh? It's identical with the proximity and continuity. So this is compared to a flame that has ceased. So as soon as the flame blown out, darkness prevails. Electricity, black out. Darkness will come, So here, the absence of flame serves as a support or condition for the rising of darkness. Absence of flame. At the same time, there's no electricity, then we switch on electricity. Then the light prevails. So the absence of darkness is a condition for the rising of the light. Just like that, succeeding or preceding Cheta and Chetasika is a condition for the rising of succeeding Cheta and Chetasika. So therefore, absent condition is included into group 1. Mind and mind. Mind and mind. Number 23. Disappearance condition. Vikata. The disappearance condition. This is a condition where a mental state by its own disappearance. So disappearance of fight or adverting is the condition for the rising of unconsciousness. So for, the disappearance of unconsciousness is a condition for the rising of receiving consciousness, etc. It is identical with the proximity, continuity, and absent. Actually, these four are the same. These four are the same: proximity, continuity, absent, and disappearance. What do you think? Why we use 4 different terms? Because of different people. Very easy, We call it Vinaya disposition of people, Some people will understand if we use the word disappearance, Some people will understand by using the word proximity, like this. This is compared to the disappearance of the sun in the evening. So the disappearance of the sun gives way to the moon for the rising of the moon at night. If the sun does not disappear, the moon cannot come. The some European country, the sun do not go down. So there's no way for the rising of moon. Disappearance condition, Vikata is included into group 1. In 6 ways, the mind is conditioned for the mind. The last one, non-disappearance, the opposite of previous one. Non-disappearance condition, or Vikata. It is identical with the present condition and different only in the latter. Only the one. Everything the same. Here all the same thing, The same thing. Non-disappearance means it does not disappear yet. It does not disappear yet. That means it still exists, stay present. Different times, Different times. So this is compared to the ocean, which serves as a place and domain for the fish and tortoise, etc. Why it still exists? There's no ocean, there's no place, no domain for the fish and other living beings in the water. So usually non-disappearing is identical with present condition. Fivefold condition, right? Fivefold condition. In non-disappearing condition is included into group 6. In 9 ways, mind and matter is a condition for the mind and matter. Okay, so any question? No question. Okay, finish. Okay, I think next week we will finish this chapter. Sadhu. Okay, thank you everyone.